We're playing Vampire the Masquerade Justice, new VR game, recently released. You probably recognize the brand name. It's part of the World of Darkness. I am not too familiar with the World of Darkness. Most of the exposure I've had to it is with this developer's prior VR game taking place in the World of Darkness, which was a Wraith the Oblivion game. I didn't like that one so much. It was technically alright, but I wasn't really engaged with the story or the characters or the gameplay, which was very basic. But I was attracted to this game because the gameplay certainly seems much more active, much more dynamic. Was very interested in checking this out, and check it out I did. I've actually played a fair amount of the game and recorded it, but I am starting that over because of some technical issues causing some severe audio desync, making those videos unusable. So, let's start over with Vampire the Masquerade Justice. You know, it's just as well, because that allowed me to get some practice in on how the game works, because this game is a bit tougher than I thought it was going to be. You see, it's a stealth action game. You're a vampire, you're in the streets and waterways of Venice, preying on the unsuspecting humans like that guy. Look at that guy over there. He has his back to me, doesn't know there's a vampire right here. Has no idea. I assume that's just a human being. He probably is. But the game is actually tougher than I thought it was going to be, in terms of it being unforgiving as far as the stealth part goes. Well, you'll see. You'll see. It's probably for the best that I got some practice in on how to actually play this game. But yes, I enjoy some VR horror. We're continuing on with VR horror. Well, I mean, it's horror. It's still horror when you're playing as the monster, right? Like most horror, you're not. But if you're playing as a monster, it's still and you're preying on the people. That's kind of like horror adjacent, right? I mean, we're not the only monster in this game. There are other vampires. Hey, you'll see. Let's get started. Let's get started. Let's see. Let's go to save games. Yeah. This was attempt 1, and then that was attempt 2. All these videos unusable, but I think I fixed the problem now. The problem is that every 15 minutes I've set an alarm for myself telling me to stop recording and then start it again. So hopefully, recording in shorter clips will result in usable videos. But, you know, I enjoy playing this game. I think it's pretty good, so I don't mind it. Let's start a new game. Okay, character selection. There's not much. There's not much here to select. We have arms 1. There we go with that. That's arms 1. Actually, it's not just hands, but it's arms going all the way up to the shoulders. Most VR games don't do that. They just do the hands because that's what gets tracked. Arms are more difficult because the game has to guess where your arms are because it's not tracking your arms. It's just using the positions of your hands to guess where your arms might be at a particular point in time. Harder to do. Here's arms 2. Do you see a difference? Arms 2 is slightly bulkier. It's barely a difference. Like, they clearly have a strong idea as to what your character is gonna look like, and it looks like this. Well, I'm gonna choose the slightly bulkier arms because I'm a strong boy with big arms. We have 2 voices.
My sire was a cruel teacher. Doesn't mean the guilty should go unpunished.
Voice 2.
Italy, Europe. Haven't visited in 30 years.
I'm gonna go with voice 2 because I like how growly he is. How gravelly and gritty. I'm a child of the night. Vampire. I hunger for blood. I think that's how a vampire should sound. Voice 1 should get more gravelly, but we're gonna have to go with voice 2 on this one, I think. I'm gonna play standing, and we're gonna start a game. Let's learn about the story of Vampire the Masquerade Justice. Here's the loading screen. We will be seeing it lots because I will die probably many times.
I know it is customary for an elder to give fledglings an introduction into the world of the kindred. Unfortunately, you'll have to make do with me. You know me already. I'm Justice. It's not my real name, but I'm not sure that's important to anyone anymore. It certainly isn't for me. Mahmoud, my sire, gave me the nickname. At first just to mock me, then to keep me on the path, as he used to say. Eventually I embraced it. It's what drives me, and it's only natural that I identify with it completely. I, like you, am a child of Hakim. Our services were called for at times by the New York kindred lords, but mostly we followed our own agenda. We killed for the greater good, and we kept to ourselves among the ancient texts and relics he had found over the centuries. And then he was killed, and one of his most prized relics was stolen. I inquired among the Camarilla, but no one offered any help. Too busy playing their own power games. That's when he contacted me. Said someone in the Hecata was behind it. That if I wanted justice, I should go to Venice.
Alright.
Your local leaders, they're afraid to stir the pot. Maybe something unseemly floats to the surface. It's all politics, of course. Why commit to something today that might bite you in the ass tomorrow?
Venice, Italy. There was a Nosferatu waiting for me there. The low ground. Someone that could help me. But Kaiser said he did have an agenda of his own.
Alright, we've entered Venice. We gotta get revenge for the murder of our sire. Justice must be done. That's kind of what our thing is. It's our name. It's what we do. We didn't like our sire, Mahmoud, but we have to avenge him.
There was no love between me and my sire. Every sunrise I cursed him for the life he gave me, but he was right about one thing. The guilty must be punished. I knew that someone had to pay, and a Nosferatu named Pietro would lead me toward them.
Maybe you can find a way to help each other. Oh, and if you make it back, do remember who gave you the tip. Now that I've scratched your back, maybe you can scratch mine.
Well, no time to scratch any backs right now. We have to find our contact Pietro. We gotta have a journal entry. We're writing down November the 2nd, 2023. I just arrived in Venice. It was an hour or so past midnight. Kaiser had told me I would find my Venetian contact in a spectacular old building. Access via the sewers. Your typical Nosferatu sewer rat, then. So this story has a frame to it in that this is taking place in the past, like a month ago. We saw a scene in the present where Justice is talking to someone about these events. But right now, this already happened. Alright, here, let's learn about our abilities. Like, we can do this. We can't drink it, but it's full of water. Well, liquid. I mean, I assume... why would you just leave full beer bottles out here? Clearly, it's a trap. Full of poison. We got to get rid of it. They make noise. If you want to distract someone, here's a brick that also makes noise. It does what you expect it to do. Here is a rat. It's running away. There are many rats in the streets of Venice. We can look around. We might want to see if we can find any secret rooms. Many collectibles in the game. I have not found many collectibles myself. Okay, we can press R to crouch. But, of course, we want to get into character, don't we? I'm not going to click at the R stick to crouch down. Come on now. Come on, are we here to be a vampire or not? I'm going to get down on the floor, of course. Alright, here we go. Yeah, let's crawl on. Crawl along the floor like the creature of the night we are. vampire. Just vampire stuff. You want to get in character. Well, there's a beautiful moon out tonight, and it said it was midnight, so we don't have to worry about the sun rising anytime soon. Alright, we can blink. Wassa. Many VR games let you teleport like that. This game ties that into your ability as a vampire. Story-based teleporting. And water will kill us, if you were wondering. I was wondering, so I just walked in there saying, well, I have to know, and no, I now know. Yes, water will kill us. We can sprint. We can mantle. Hup, up we go. And we can climb. We cannot fly. We're not a flying kind of vampire, but we're pretty good at climbing. We can go all over the place. Climbing on pipes, on ledges, and cables. Oh, now that we're in a better light, we can take a look at our arms. As you can see, we are a leather boy, wearing our brown leather. Got a tattoo with the scales of justice. We have, like, this glove that's missing a thumb and a pinky because it's totally badass, of course. Like, why do you think we're wearing that? Oh, that's our hunger meter and our health. Using our abilities will make us very hungry. We are not so hungry yet, though. That's actually one of the things I'm having some difficulty with in this game. We have some powerful abilities. But using these abilities will cause us... Someone going by on a boat. Will cause us to get very hungry very fast. All kinds of things we can pick up in the apartments, but usually it's not anything special. Sometimes we'll find something like this. I used to love it here, even with all the tourists doing their best to ruin everything. But I'm almost happy they're evacuating us. Can't stand another day of rain. When will it stop? That's exactly how the Venetian residents sound like. Exactly. My heightened senses can sense hidden details in the environment with LT. Oh, dark spirits, my dark lords, please speak to me from beyond the veil, from the realm of darkness, and paint arrows on the walls to show me what I need. Like that key. We got that key. I'll put it in my inventory. I mean, I will put it in the portal that leads to the dark dimension, where my lords will take care of it until their humble servant needs it. Hello. Oh, also, my sight can show me the heart of beings that have hearts, like rats and people. And then we can pull it back out when we need it.
The rain had been pouring down for months and had just let up. The whole city was breathing a collective sigh of relief. It was cold and humid, but I felt something else in the air too. Something unnatural. Like the city itself was trying to keep me away.
Well, the city itself is not going to speak to us. We don't have shivers. Huh, vampire. So as far as... I mean, we can kind of get a good idea of what we look like, I think, just by from what little we see. I'm imagining... Oh, hold on a second. Time limit ran out. Give me a sec. As I was saying, I imagine we're probably covered head to toe in tight brown leather. We're very lanky and gangly. I'm guessing Justice strikes me as the kind of vampire that would have long black hair flowing down, with a very stern, chiseled face, and he just has a grimace on his face all the time. Basically, I'm imagining a very thin Nathan Explosion, dressed in leather. I think that's our guy. I think we've got him figured out. All right, here comes an ability. The blink attack. So I can use my teleportation as an attack. It's very powerful. Kabam! Now, that makes me hungry. Look how orange my stomach is now. That's over half my stomach. That made me extremely hungry just doing that one attack. It killed the guy instantly, but I can't do it much. Come here. And that, eating the rat, it doesn't sate much of the hunger, just a little bit.
You just stayed where you were supposed to.
Goodness. Some mafia intrigue over here. Yes, it turns out, basically, we are trying to infiltrate a vampire mafia. Well, most everyone in it are humans, but it does seem to be led by vampires. That's where the clues are taking us as to who killed our sire. Alright, we can drink the blood of living mortals. Now, I said drinking rat's blood doesn't do a whole lot, but human blood does a lot more.
No one's getting past me.
And all that, you know, all that, the vampire stuff. Also, doing that apparently is quite loud, because I've done that and nearby goons hear it and come running. You would think that it would be a quiet thing, but no, it's not. I'm not sure if that has to do with the biting or the throwing when you're done with them. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, up we go. My hands are vanishing? That's weird. Hold on. Supposed to be able to see the hands. Okay, there we go. That's never happened before. Yeah, as I've been playing. You are supposed to be able to see the hands as you grab and grope and grip your way across Venice. Okay, on the cables. Hup, up we go. Hello. Not many people in Venice right now. Apparently, people have been evacuated due to some terrible storms that have been happening. Justice mentioned that a little bit, that it's been raining non-stop. I guess that's a reason for why Venice has so few people in it at the moment. There's a pipe that we could climb up there. Will that lead anywhere? This ledge is too narrow. I can't actually get a grip on that. So maybe not. Huh. No fall damage. Because we vampire. It would be weird if there was fall damage. No, we are invulnerable to heights. You know what we are vulnerable to, though? Bullets. We will probably see that. Cloak of Shadows, okay. Can open up my Discipline wheel. Thank you, my Dark Masters. Select that. And now I can be invisible. This will make me very hungry. Okay, we're going to use it to sneak past this thug. Whew. He cannot see. He cannot see. But look how hungry we're... You see my hunger meter going up? We have powerful abilities. Wow. But using any of them makes me so hungry. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. How does a vampire even get by around here? There's a red part of the meter. If I push him away when we're in the red part, I get bonus blood. You want bonus blood. You're a vampire, after all. So, if I see a yellow flag, like that, can teleport up to it.
Keep my eyes open.
Alright, so this is kind of our first main little area. So, I mentioned this is a stealth action game. But really, it's more helpful to think of it as a puzzle game. We're looking down at the puzzle we have to solve. Like, we could try to engage them in combat, and we'd probably die very fast. You see, that was my mistake. I thought since we vampire, and they human, that vampire would be strong. It turns out, like, they can kill us with, like, 2 or 3 bullets. So we not so strong as I thought. Not nearly. Not nearly. Here's an open door. Yes, we want to get into this door because we have a little bonus thing. This urn. Can put it in here. And that upgrades my health a little bit. 1 out of 4. So, every little bit helps. We have half a health meter. I guess I'll be finding these urns throughout the game to fill out the other half. They only do a little, like it's 1 urn for 1/4 of 1 bar. So that's a lot of urns we're going to have to find. Okay, so now it suggested we use our dark senses. Dark masters. What do I need to see? I need to see electricity flowing through this cable. Where does that cable go? We can see my objective over there. My dark senses show me the dark senses. You know how they do. Showing me the objective. We can see where the cable leads. So if we're at like a dead end here, we can blink like that. There's a guard. And our path ends here. The cable. The electricity in the cable running to that door. And the dark spirits put an arrow on the ground telling me I need to get through that door. The red light. The universal sign to mean that it's locked. Well, there's 1 guy down there, and there's 3 over there. 3 are hard to take down at once. 1 would be easy to take down, but they might hear me if I did that. Do I want them to hear me, or do I want to try to do this completely stealthy? Well, let's see. If that door is locked, what is powering the lock? Dark Masters. Show me the source of the power. Oh, these humans, with their folly and their science, believing that by harnessing the power of electricity, that they can harness the fraction of the power of the spirits, of the dark nature of the world. They have no idea. Yeah. So fortunately, using blink, as long as it's not an attack, doesn't seem to use hunger. But there is a cooldown, so you can't just spam it. Gotta make sure you're using it when you really need it. No, not that, not that. The cable is running in there. Can we see? We could go down, but the dudes are down there. The dudes are down there. We want to get a good look at where that cable's leading us now, don't we? Humans, they never look up. The cable... No, don't teleport down there. The cable's running there, and we can see that there's an open window over wherever that's leading. Get up. There we go. And let's see. All right, it's below us. There we go. Get in there. Here we go. Might as well take a look around. We got it. I don't think things like these, I don't think they're meant to be used as like a weapon. You can like throw it to distract someone. But you could throw it in someone's face to like stun them for a bit. But like using it as like a hand-to-hand weapon, it's not really what this game does. All right. The cable leads there. Should we just drop down, or is there any? Do we need to assess our surroundings? There's a pipe over there. Is there a reason we might want to climb that pipe? Well, they can't see us in here. This door is locked. So even if we had approached from the other side, we would have had a a bad surprise when we found out that it's locked. We can turn the power off. Before we do that, I don't think there's anything here. Can I, like... No, I can't blink onto a pipe, unfortunately. There is a pipe there. Is there a reason for a pipe? Do I see, like, any open windows? Besides the one that we came out of. I don't think I do. You see, I'm looking around to see if there are any hidden rooms where we might find collectibles, because I'm bad at finding them. Okay, it mentions the Cloak of Shadows. Why does it want me to use the Cloak of Shadows? Well, turning off the power will get people's attention. Cloak of Shadows? There we go. He does not say. Well, she does not say. I wonder if he would see me if I went out the window from here. Can I get up there? See a flag. We need a flag. Oops. We could use the bottle to distract someone. That's an option if we wanted to, but we don't need to. Can I blink from... I don't think I can blink that far. I can blink up there. Let's get this brick.
What the hell was that?
What was that? It's like I'm not even here.
Nothing here.
Just like that. He's gone. Now, so we were able to get through that area without actually killing anyone. That's probably the only time it's going to happen.
There was something in the air. Something uncanny. The opposition I faced was far stronger than it should be. Mere mortals shouldn't have put me in actual danger. I would do well not to underestimate my new enemy.
Yes, if we had actually engaged them in combat, what you probably would have seen is that they could have killed me by shooting me a couple of times. Which I was surprised, because aren't we vampire? Also, this guy is not mafioso, because he's not wearing a mask. Sometimes we just see normal people doing normal things, like examining the garbage. Hey. You want to see something? Want to see something pretty neat? Check this out. Yeah. He's unfazed. Living on the streets of Venice, you see it all, I guess. You see it all. Alright, complete the undertaking. We made it to the sewers. And, yep, there we go. I got exp. See, 0 out of 1 collectibles. There was a collectible somewhere in that level. I don't know where it is. Pretty well hidden, I guess, because I did not see, like, an open window or anywhere that I could have gotten into. But we're going to continue on. Diablerie is the forbidden act of consuming the blood of another kindred to the point of final death. Yes, apparently the clan that we're in, Justice, is the only one that's apparently allowed to perform diablerie. It's frowned upon if anyone else does it. Anyway, we're in the sewers, trying to find our contact Pietro. Oh, Roberto Thug is talking. By the way, okay. Our hunger did reset since we're in the new level.
Walking to the bar, interrupting Elena.
We're hearing some gangster gossip about Elena beating up on a subordinate, Rosa. We don't really know anything about them, but maybe we will later. Me strong vampire. We don't see anyone moving around. Gotta be all stealthy and vampirish. We heard people talking, but maybe they were on a level higher than us. Our objective's that way, but you never know. Maybe there might be a collectible somewhere else. We want to get the collectibles. Okay, here we are in this room. Speaking of something to collect, there's a medallion up there. Not a blue medallion, mind you. It's looks more greenish. We can't do anything about that right now. Later. Can't go through this door at the moment. We need the sewer key to go through here. We could see something glowing over there. Can't get it because I don't have the sewer key. And this is not a door, it's just a grate. Now, it is still giving me tooltips because this really is still part of the tutorial. Just reminding me of my abilities, like I can see hearts and directions that people are looking in. Hearts. Those are like rat hearts. They're small. Eventually, they'll just stop giving me the tooltips, but, you know, for right now, it's not a bad thing to be reminded of our dark skills, like the blink attack. Again, hunger is completely empty. Kabam! And it's like 60-70% full now. I feel like a priority would be to gain skills that would allow us to use less blood for these abilities. But there are also some other good abilities. I mean, we'll see a skill tree later on, just not right now. And of course, we are hungry. We need the sewer key for that. Skull, I guess, you know, letting people know, hey, don't go in there. Justice does not seem to be the kind of vampire who's like, oh, my dark gift, I must resist the urge for blood. No, he doesn't seem to be like that. He seems okay with it. The Camarilla is an wow, tooltips going fast. Alright, that's where we came from. But as to where we're going, well, there's our man. There's our Venetian contact, Pietro. What does he have to tell us?
I'm the one you're looking for, child of Agin. Welcome to my humble haven. I've been waiting for you.
Hi.
I am Pietro. Your contact must have mentioned me. I think you and I can strike a beneficial agreement.
So we can decide whether to be nice or aggressive. I feel Justice should be aggressive at all times. I feel.
I'm here on my own business. You do well to remember that.
That's no way to start a relationship. I'll share what I know, but you have to be prepared to help me in return.
Just tell me what you know about the attack on Mahmoud. We'll start there.
Things have been stirring here these last couple of months. There's unrest in the Hekata ranks, a conflict brewing between the local lords. And I suspect you and your sire and ended up in the crossfire. The corpse fuckers are searching far and wide for relics of a certain origin. I guess your sire didn't want to give their son. Luckily, your search to find the killer crosses paths with my own investigation. I've collected my thoughts for you on the table over there.
The corpse fuckers, you say? Like, I don't know much about the world of darkness, but you're piquing my interest. Let's look at the notes.
In Venice, the Hecata have their fingers in everything. The mortals might not know it, but they are everywhere. They might delude themselves and call this a city of love. But those of us who live in the shadows know better. As with any organization that grows too big, it eventually becomes unwieldy. The same goes for the Hecata. I think our best bet is to find a way in via Elena Giovanni. She is not all there, shall we say. In my dealings with the local underclass of kindred help, I have often interacted with a man named Lorenzo. He will be easy to lean on for information, and rumor has it, he is in possession of something really juicy regarding our friend Elena. I would start by finding him. Suggest it's in his best interest to let us partake of that information. He usually hangs out at Campo San Antonio.
Okay, so we're going to be using the kind of tactics they use to take down mob bosses. Start low, start at the bottom, put pressure on the small fish, get him to give us information on the bigger fish, keep going up and up and up and up until we get our, well, whoever our vampire is. We don't know as of yet. But we're targeting Elena Giovanni, who is here. We've got like a board with like red yarn. Here's Elena. Here's Anna and Rosa, who work for her. Elena works for Tommaso in this area. Here's Mahmoud, our murdered sire. Here's Justice. What? No picture of us, of course. Justice does not like having his photo taken. Never liked it. Never wanted to have his photo taken in school. Can never get him to sit still for that. Kaiser, who was the person we were on the phone with at the beginning, who gave us Pietro's information. Question mark, what is this? I don't know what this is. But this is our board for the time being. I feel the beast inside me, yearning to take control. I'm not sure I have the energy to fight it anymore. I don't have anything left. They took everything from me. So that's written by Pietro, who has a grudge. We don't know what that grudge is at the moment, but he's going to tell us. Okay, so this is going to be like this whole place is going to be our home base. We can come into this room to replay missions, to do alternate objectives and find collectibles that we missed. Also, maybe do something with these medallions when we can do something, which is not right now. Everything is hopeless. I hear that. I hear that. Let's just have a little tour around the base. Help, it says. So Pietro is a Nosferatu. He tends to stay out of sight. Nothing to see here. Maybe he doesn't trust us enough to get up close. Not yet, anyway. You know, we're working together, we're partners, so he'll trust us at some point. Oh, it wants us to go over there. That's fine. Let's just, you know, keep looking around at what our Venice base is like at the moment. And here is our room of collectibles. So here's Pietro's notes, which he just read to us. So many padlocks. There's a bunch. So, things to find. Will we find them? I don't know. I don't know what we're going to find or how many, but clearly there's a whole bunch of things to find. And this will unlock, as far as I can tell, what this unlocks is like bits of lore, flavor information about the characters and what's going on if you want to know more about them, like our friend Pietro. And it wanted us to walk in here. What do we have when we walk in here? Oh yeah, squeezing the blood out of our veins. It's totally metal. Forgot how to perform an action in the game? Take a look at how to play in the menu. Not a bad idea, considering how infrequent I'm going to be using some of these skills because of how much hunger they use. Okay, here's the skill tree. We went into, like, I don't know where this is, but we went here to get to our skill tree. We have 500 points from doing the first mission. Now, we currently have Vampiric Mending. Regain 1 segment of health and some hunger when drinking the blood of a mortal or kindred. Yeah, we pull away from the victim at the right time to replenish more hunger. That's when we're in the red bar. We own Cloak of Shadows. Invisibility, yeah. One thing I don't think we mentioned about the Cloak of Shadows is that if someone's looking at you, it doesn't work. So, that's a problem. Also, I'm pretty sure surveillance cameras can see through it, and then enemies will see you. Don't think it works on cameras. Pretty sure. We have Celerity. Oh, this is the dash attack. Oh, this is just blink in general. It's traversal and also attack. There are two things that we have enough XP to buy. It's this, Uncommon Appetite. Rats aren't tasty, but sometimes their blood is all that's available. This lets you replenish slightly more hunger from drinking their bitter blood. So I've been complaining about how much hunger we get from using abilities. This one gives you more, I should say, well, how do we want to say this? Not give you more, take more hunger away, replenish hunger from drinking the rat blood. The thing is, it says it lets you only replenish slightly more hunger. And I don't like the word slightly. What is slight? I feel like the word slight makes me not want to get that. So what I did get when I played through this before is this, Intimidate 1. In conversations, you have a moderate chance to succeed in threatening NPCs. If successful, this will unlock optional paths or collectibles. So that sounds pretty good to me. Being able to get more blood from rats would help us out gameplay-wise. But having the ability to unlock optional paths or collectibles, that sounds a lot more interesting to me. So we're going to buy that. Splorch. Alright, I got a skill. Many skills to get. Many XPs are needed to get them. We don't have those yet. Oh, got a new journal entry. We should read that. A vampire's naturally swift on their feet. If you blink while... Wow, these tooltips don't last long. It said if you blink while falling, time will seem to slow down for a few seconds. So, that's one thing to remember. If we are falling, using blink can put us into like a slow-mo, I guess. Alright, let's, well, the objective over there tells us to leave because it's time for our next mission. And speaking of that, let's take a look at what it says here. New entry, Pietro, my Venetian contact, told me the best way to find my sire's killer and get the statuette back was to find leverage on members of the local Hecata. My first target was a street thug called Lorenzo, who apparently had juicy info on Elena Giovanni's two Andantants, Anna and Rosa. Okay, so next time we're going back out into the streets and sidewalks and waterways of Venice to go find this Lorenzo and put some pressure on him and maybe bite a few people. Maybe drink a little blood, you know, just a little 'cause we hungry, because we strong vampire. We'll be doing that next time in Vampire the Masquerade Justice.